me see. Okay. Just tagged you. And then we'll get into it. You see it?
Yeah, just retweet it.
All right, fuck it. Let's go, baby. I'm going to play my theme song. We get the vibes rolling.
All right.
My boy Dan wrote this. You know Danny. Dan the fucking Lost Boy.
He's a stud.
That's my guy, dude. All right, fuck it. Here we go.
We're riding. Hype happy hour, talking about life, so you might feel empowered. Hype happy hour, tornado on the mic with a guest giving flowers. Hype happy hour, tools, interviews, provide life tapping power. Hype happy hour, positive and light with advice, build your tower. Happiness is key, so you gotta bring the smiles out. Inspiration needs a bit of passion to just wild out. Positivity and optimism when we ride out. Enthusiasm and dreams, gotta feed them till your time's out.
Let's fucking go. We are here. Hyped Happy Hour, episode 28. Holy shit, we've made it to 28. I am Gentle Tornado. I am your host on this magical fucking journey. I created a company called Live Hyped. Hyped is an acronym that stands for happiness, inspiration, positivity, enthusiasm, and dreams. If you look at the bottom left, I have an H with a heartbeat in the middle, because here at Hyped, we believe that you got to live every single day because you don't know how many heartbeats you have. So I am motivated. I'm on a mission to make positivity louder and to bring noise around the words within Hyped. And I truly believe that if you live a hyped life, it will amplify your life in some way. Today, on episode 28, I am joined with the fucking man, the myth. This guy is so humble. He's hardworking. He's funny as fuck. Good person, father, family man, King FUD. How are you doing?
Freaking what up, dude? Hang on. This is your 28th episode. There was 27 people more important than me, dude.
Dude, listen, I've been working on you for like 2 months, dude. You're just an absolute atrocity in the DMs.
Dude, I am. That's fair, but I don't know. I don't feel like 20. That hurt my feelings.
I mean, we just took an hour delay to come back to film this, so I think you should know where you stand in my heart.
Dude, that's on me. I'm an idiot. That's 100% my fault. I'm stoked to be here, dude. I'm hyped. I'm ready.
Let's go. Listen, we started off with what we're grateful for. So what are you grateful for today?
Ooh, today. There's a lot to be grateful for today. Specifically, you put me on the spot. I wasn't ready for like the gratitude thing. That's what I do in the first thing in the morning. So it's late now. It's late. I've forgotten what I'm grateful for. Today I'm super grateful for health. I'm grateful for the opportunity to breathe through both my nostrils. Like, you know, when you get a cold and you can't breathe through one of them, it's the worst. You always forget how good it is. Today I'm grateful for that.
Let's go, dude. I absolutely love it. So every morning you wake up and you just say your gratefuls. Is that what you do?
I have a little routine, yeah, but I have a list of 5 things that I do, that a minimum of what I'm grateful for that day.
Dude, so tell me about your morning routine.
Okay. Well, obviously got to get the fitness on, which I rarely do. I only do it.
Shut the fuck up.
We have a little gym putting together in the garage, and so that's where the magic happens.
Let's go.
But have time to ponder, and I do cold showers. Yes. I don't know if you've heard of Wim Hof.
No.
Okay, dude, look up
What
Wim
the
Hof.
fuck is that?
Breathing exercises. He's a dude who's all about that, breathing exercises, being in cold water and things like that.
It's like diaphragmatic breathing, or?
Yes, but
Yeah.
yeah, and
Okay. But
control and
in cold.
mental strength and things
Yep.
like that. So,
Okay.
and then after those cold showers, that's when I get ready. And then I have about 5-10 minutes where I'm actually scheduling out the day and doing 5 things I'm grateful for and that excite me for the day to keep me going. Most of them revolve around my children, obviously, uh, making sure I'm not too impatient with them or too hard on them, and making sure I'm getting things done for work that I need to prioritize. So, yeah, that's pretty much my morning routine. There's no specific order that I'll go in. I mean, sometimes I'll have to do the cold shower before the workout, and then I'll just do a quick rinse off. It totally just depends on my mood and when I'm ready to do the hard things.
So what time you wake up in the morning?
That depends. I'm not some. Man, I've actually had long chats with people close to me about this. I need to be more disciplined about what time I wake up because it'll vary, and a lot of that has to do honestly with how my children sleep. My children are awful sleepers, and
Yeah.
like
I
for
feel you.
example, last night I was up between 2 in the morning to 5 in the morning. My daughter wasn't feeling well, so I was just awake taking care of her, and obviously that's the kind of stuff that's going to mess with my routine, and being
Yeah.
disciplined about when I wake up. So I don't have an exact time, but it will be at very minimum to give me 45 minutes to, complete my must do's in the morning.
So the only piece of advice I'll give you as far as like getting a schedule in is like my middle son doesn't sleep, and he wakes up almost every single night, and I go in there and put him back to sleep. And but when I started like making sure like I sleep, or I start wherever I like start to go to bed and wake up at the same time every morning, even if he wakes up, I'm okay in the morning, right? As long as it's not like 3+ hours, right? Then that's a little extreme. But like you said, let's say an hour, hour and a half. If as long as like have been doing that and I've been waking up, I wake up at 4 every morning, but I could get 4 hours of sleep and still be okay. I think it's because like I'm in this cycle. So I don't know. I also do have a child that doesn't sleep very well. So if you're looking to get some of that schedule in, I think just starting it and seeing how that goes is the
Yeah, I
first
like
step.
that. That's good advice. Thanks, man.
All right, let's fucking go, dude. So we get straight into it, and I want the 2 to 5 minute fucking origin story, superhero esque. Who the fuck is King FUD? Tell me about your childhood. Tell me up to now. Tell me everything, and then tell me about your businesses. Tell me how you got into Web3.
All right, dude. Starting from age 0, King Bud does have one birthday, believe it or not. It is September 1st. It's in my bio. I don't know why everyone asks. I try and make it pretty apparent. Um, Back in 1990. So
Okay.
I just hit 32, the big 3-2. I was born in a little town called Phelan, California. It's kind of it's Southern California, but it's not the pretty. It's like more inland. It's like the ugly part of California, just hideous desert.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
lived there till I was 11. Just absolutely, causing mayhem, absolutely rioting. Grew up playing sports. I'm the youngest of 7 children.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
4 girls and 3 boys in my family. I'm the youngest boy, obviously. My mom and dad were rock stars. We moved to Las Vegas, Boulder City, Nevada. It's where
No way.
when I was 11. Then lived there till I was about 14. Then between 14 and 17, I went to high school in Las Vegas. Um, that Del Sol Academy. It's an academy now. Back when I went, it was just a normal public school, and it was a good time. Just riot there all the time. You know what? This is actually my claim to fame with Del Sol. I wrote their fight song.
Get the fuck
Um,
out of here, dude.
yeah, me and a homie, his name's Brian Grenier. We wrote Del Sol High School's fight song. So I graduated from there. The day I graduated, I went and I did sales. I did door-to-door sales for my brother-in-law. I was only 17. I graduated pretty early. I was young for my grade. always growing up. And I just started knocking doors, selling alarms. I hated it. I wasn't good at it, but I knew you could make a lot of money. Like every sale you made, you're supposed to make like 500, $600 at the time. This was back in 2008. And I went and did that, and I wasn't successful. In fact, it made me cry a lot, and I hated it, hated my life, but I decided to keep doing it. Went out and kept practicing, trying to get better and better. Sold in Hawaii, sold in Montana, sold in Pennsylvania, just knocking doors. Just neighborhoods, just knocking doors, asking people if they wanted a home automated alarm system. And I got good at it. I got better and better and better. After doing it about a year, year and a half, they usually run what's called a summer program, where you have a team of guys and you just go out and knock doors all day between, they drop you off at 9 in the morning and pick you up at 9 at night. You don't see them for lunch. You don't see them ever. You just knock. You can obviously take breaks, but it's pretty intense. And I was young at the time. I was 18, 18 and a half. We had an office of about 22, 23 guys, and I'm the youngest by far in that office. And this was the first time I realized the potential I had, or the potential the industry had. I was 18. This was in Pennsylvania, and the average age in that office was probably 22 to 24 year old, and it's all dudes. Usually girls don't like this kind of job, which is fair. It's kind of weird for a girl to go door to door because there's so many creepers out there. Anyways, I did that, and I ended up being #1 rep in the office. I outsold all these other guys that were older than me. And the only reason why is I outworked them. I didn't have as many distractions. I was 18. My phone died all the time, so I wasn't playing on my phone. But I had a BlackBerry, dude. BlackBerries were BlackBerry Pearl.
Let's
so I was out there riding, dude. I was so ready. That battery would die after 4 hours on the doors. And I remember the turning point for me. It was my second summer, and I remember thinking, look, my first summer was super unsuccessful. I sold 17, and all that did was pay for my housing and food. And the second summer, I was like, look, this is make or break. You either make money or you don't. So I took it super seriously, and I'd go out and I'd sell 1 to 2 every single day. But to start it out, I'll never forget this. This is kind of a weird story, and I don't know why I'm telling you, but it was my third day knocking at the beginning of the summer. You're all motivated and excited to make your dreams come true that summer financially. And I'm out there and I'm working hard. It's 6 at night. I've been working since 9 in the morning, and I just have nothing. And I get to this guy's house. I remember he's an older guy. He's probably 60, 65. And he's interested. He wants it. He lets me in his house. We're sitting on his couches. And I can tell he's ready to sign up and get an alarm for his house. And he's like, let me talk to my wife. She comes in. She sits down. I'm selling them both. I'm like, look, guys, this alarm system has motion detectors. I want to put sensors on your windows, glass break sensors. If someone breaks glass, it's going to sound the alarm. It's connected, to the police station. It was brand new. It was called two-way voice. You could talk to a live operator and let them know that there's an intruder in, or things like that. They can listen into your home if the alarm trips. And, I'm pulling out all the stops here, gentle. I'm pulling out everything. And the wife, they're an older couple, just straight up says no. And she leaves and I'm sitting there and I'm just thinking dude, I've got this guy. And he's like, well, sorry. Yeah. But he doesn't tell me to leave. And I remember sitting on that couch, and this is little 18-year-old King FUD. And I'm sitting on this stupid couch in the middle of Pennsylvania. And I'm just thinking why would I leave? Why would I'm going to make this guy sign up. Why would I leave this guy's house? He wants it. And so I sat there, without exaggerating, probably about 10 to 15 minutes in dead silence. For whatever reason, I know it's a weird story, but
it's incredible
for me behind it, where no TV, nothing. His wife's gone. He's just sitting there, fiddling with something in his hands. I think it was a pen. And I'm sitting on his couch, and no joke, we're just kind of looking at each other, just looking around the room for a really long time. And as I'm sitting there, I'm just building the courage. You know what? I decide in my mind, I'm not leaving until this guy signs up.
Yeah.
No matter what, I'm not leaving this house until he signs up. And so I start saying little things like, all right, let's just do it, man. Like, she's going to like it. She's going to like it. And every time, no, no, no. And I'm just sitting there, just like, man, what? He wants it. She's
Yeah.
just saying no, kind of for no reason. And so finally, um, just like, hey, man, I'm going to sign you up. Like, I'm not giving you a choice. I'm going to sign you up. I already know you're going to like it. Your wife will enjoy it too. It'll give her peace of mind, yada, yada. I end up signing him up. I take him outside. I never talk to the wife again, but he has a big fifth wheel trailer. And so I just talk to him about that, build a relationship. And then I leave. And I remember being 18 and taking a step back after that house and thinking, like, holy cow, like, I just, in a sense, like, forced this guy to do it. And not in like a negative way. Like, I wasn't taking advantage of him. He wanted it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the awakening for me of, I can do this. I can be great at this. And so I just went out and I worked every day, and I made sure to give that same effort every single day, day in and day out. And it took a lot of discipline, a lot of frustration, a lot of sacrifice. And I did that for about 7 years before I started my own company. Just kept saving up money, just kept going out and doing summer programs, recruiting people, building teams, managing teams until I had enough money to start my own. That was it, dude.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Listen, I think the best part about that was the art of the sale. And so, I've been selling stuff for the last 8 years. And so I admire that, man. That's what it takes. Like, that's what it takes sometimes. And like you said, it wasn't like you forced them in a bad way. It's when you develop trust with and rapport with the customer and they trust you, as long as you don't abuse that, and you weren't abusing that because he did actually want it. There was just a roadblock, and you got through that, and I'm sure they were very happy after they got it.
Yeah. They didn't cancel, which is rare in door to door. People cancel all the time because they're like, oh, I definitely regret buying from that nerd. But yeah, so it was something they definitely wanted, and they must have talked about it and found value in it. They just weren't able to see it or felt uncomfortable committing. Like, that's a huge part of sales. I genuinely love sales. I didn't know you did it as well.
Yeah, I run a Snap-on Tools franchise. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah, I
Do you know
do
what
know what
Snap-on Tools? Yeah, so
Yeah.
I've been running a franchise for I think it's my 9th year maybe. Yeah, so
Good for you, man.
it's hand-to-hand combat, brother. So I know what you've been through for sure. And you got it's like takes a different, I think that you'll relate to this, but like when you've done sales and you've heard no so much, and no is actually the best thing that you can hear, you feel like you can do anything. Like I literally feel like I could go do anything after what you go through in sales and having to be successful, obviously, but like hearing the word no 100,000 times, it just like unlocks this ability to do anything in my mind.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's an aspect of life that is a really important aspect to learn, I believe. People who don't ever do sales, I'm not saying you need to, have your whole life involved around sales, but I think it's really important for everybody to experience it at least once to understand what goes through people's minds and the psychology and what makes us tick. I think it's a really important part of life. So yeah, that's awesome, dude. Have you been liking it? Do you like what you're doing? Is it
Oh
me?
no, I hate it. I hate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
trying to end it? What's your main goal there?
Yeah, so like so basically my dad has owned franchises for 28 years. So when I went to college, I played football. Um, and I had a full ride to go to a D1 my second year out, and I tore my ACL, and that they pulled my scholarship. So I didn't really know past playing college football what I wanted to do with my life, because my goal was to play in the NFL. So I was like, listen, like I guess it's not my path to be in the NFL, so that's fine. So I came back home, and always naturally been like super happy kid, super grateful, like can kind of do anything and be happy. And I played a lot of sports like you said, like you did as a kid, and um, I was like, fuck, dude. Like, I never liked my dad's business growing up, but I was like, my dad was the best and my parents were the best. So he needed help at that time. And I came on to help him. And I scaled his business to very, very, very successful. There was a time where I was top 5 in the world. And the only thing that sucks about the Snap-on franchise is you can't scale it. So like we have this franchise agreement, right? And so we have like a list of calls is what they call it. So say I have 1,000 customers. Since there's other Snap-on franchises in Las Vegas, I can't go take other customers. So I can only build this to a certain amount. And so for me, I was like, I got to that top and I was like, I don't even like this. So why am I doing 90, 100 hours a week when I can't even scale it? Like I can't make more money, right? And I wasn't like driven by money because I don't need a ton of money, but I'm like, if I'm putting in 100 hours, like I want to be able to scale this higher. And so that was probably 3 years ago. And my dad had 5 franchises and I was doing 66% of the business. So that's not healthy. That I was basically carrying the team. And I told my dad, I was like, you need to sell these other franchises because 1, I was like, you don't like this. So you don't enjoy this. And I said, 2, I don't enjoy this. And I really didn't love I don't like working for him, actually. I think it's hard on our relationship. And so actually this year, like a couple months ago, he sold 3 of the franchises. So now it's just me and him. And he knows what I'm doing in Web3, and he knows that that's like my dream is to not do Snap-on anymore. So now at this point, I feel like I can leave. Like I feel like I've kind of given what I need to my dad, and like I never owned any of the company. I just kind of built it for him. And so I'm just constantly doing this and constantly doing, anything I can to build my future. And yeah, that's kind of crazy that you asked me that because I probably never talked about that actually.
Oh, that's cool for you, man. I'm excited for you. That if this is your vision, let's freaking rock it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, I'm really I'm really driven right now. I'm really loving the process. So I'll just keep going and it's going to happen soon. So, okay. First thing that's crazy. We'll get back onto your story, dude, but I can't believe that you lived in Las Vegas. I absolutely bullied Del Sol in football and wrestling
No, you
my
didn't.
entire high school career.
No, you
Yes.
didn't, dude. What year did you graduate?
2012.
Oh, dude, you're a child, dude. You're a little baby. Then that's why.
Yeah. I'm like 4 years younger than you.
Yeah. You're a little tiny baby because we were going to stay every year against Bishop Gordon just to lose 55-0.
That was us. That was us when I was in high school. So it's okay.
Where'd you go to high school?
You handed that baton to me. Palo Verde.
Oh, okay. Rad. I didn't know
Dude,
that.
that's wild. So does your family still live? Do you have family here?
My mom and pops. Yeah.
Dude, okay, this is a wild question, but are you LDS?
No.
Okay. That's wild. I can't believe your parents still live here.
Yeah.
So do you come back here quite frequently or no?
I don't. I've probably been back there like 4 times in the past maybe 3-4 years. Not super often.
Okay. Do your parents go to visit you or?
No, I just don't love them. I just don't ever. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, to tell you the truth, yeah, they've come to visit me. We see each other maybe like once every 6 months. Like I said, I come from a big family.
Yeah.
We'll see each other at like family events more so than visit each other like individually. So most of my family is in Southern California, and so I'll meet people there, or like my parents, we'll all meet up there and stuff like that.
Okay. So you guys will go there for like Christmas and Thanksgiving or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or whatever
That's
holiday
cool.
is going on.
That's wild. I can't believe you said Boulder City. I was like, that's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had 25 years old. You've been doing door-to-door sales, and then tell me what happens. You started your own business.
Say that again. You're the way you talked at the beginning was so fast. It felt like a different language to me, dude.
Okay, I'm sorry. So you did door-to-door sales. Dude. No, you're not dumb. So you got to 25. You had done door-to-door sales for 7 years. Okay. Yes. And then you started your own business.
Yeah. So pest control.
Okay, so tell me now where we're now. Go take me on the journey.
All right. So basically what it was is I went from doing alarms to selling pest control door to door. You can sell a lot more in a day. You can sell like 5, 6 pest control accounts a day if you're grinding. And usually with pest control, you get paid anywhere between, when you first start, it's like $120 a sell. Once you prove your worth, it can be, 250 to 350 a sell. And if you're doing like 5 to 8 a day, you're making pretty good money. And so I was doing that. Uh, by the time I hit 25, my father-in-law, he's a successful entrepreneur, had just been telling me, like, you got to go do it on your own. Like, you're doing too well just building other people's companies. Um, why don't you start it yourself? And I remember just feeling like I can't. Like, you need licensing, you need technicians, you need someone to do payroll. I was like, I don't know any of that stuff. Like, I remember specifically standing in his kitchen and making those excuses. But at the same time, they didn't feel like excuses. They felt like logical reasons of why I couldn't. And so he dropped it. He was nice, but then he kept kind of, grilling me, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you still doing this for them? And I had just come off a summer where I had crushed it. I had multiple days. I would go out and I'd sell 15 plus in a day. I had a day I sold like 23 in one day, which is, for me, was like Pico top quality talent. Just grinding literally 9 in the morning to 9 at night, just taking quick breaks to rest my feet or to get lunch or anything like that. I was really motivated. And so he knew I was doing well. I would always share my successes with him, and he started telling me, like, you got to go do your own. And so finally I just went and started my own with his help. And financially, that was, he was like, hey, I'll help you invest into it. I'll help you get started. So I did 50-50 equity split, and just started going. So I grew that one. Then it got to be pretty successful. Pest control becomes self-sustaining once you hit like a certain benchmark. So pest control is a really top-heavy expense to invest in, because if you're doing the process of hiring reps to go knock doors, sales reps, because what happens is you pay them up front. So you're paying them a commission for the sale. You're paying the technician for their time of work. You're paying for the product. You're paying for the building. You're paying someone for payroll. You're paying an accountant for that. And then you're paying people to work in the office to take calls, like secretaries. And so for all of that, it's upfront expense. And how a customer pays is they'll pay an initial fee, usually of like anywhere between 40 to $100, depending on the type of service they want. And so you're only collecting, let's say, on average, $75 up front. But to pay the sales rep, to pay the technician, everything I listed is a lot more than $75. So you have to have a lot of money up front to invest into. But once those are all paid off, and the customer is paying monthly, if they're paying, let's say, $40 a month, come month 10, after everything's spent, all the expenditures are paid off, they're still paying $40 a month. If you have 100 customers, you're making, a lot of money every single month with very low expenses. Usually you try and be around like 45 cents on the dollar, your expenses. So you can collect, 55 cents on the dollar that you bring in. So if you're bringing in $8,000 a month, which isn't even that phenomenal in pest control, it's very realistic after 3, 4, 5 years of growing the company, that you could be doing like 20 to 30 grand a month. So it's a really lucrative business, but it's very, very customer based. It's all about pleasing the customer and providing a good service monthly. And the hardest part about that is getting good technicians, because it's hard to find people willing to be disciplined. So once you do find a good one, that you usually have to spend more and be willing to take less off the top, obviously. So once that became successful, I went and did another one in Ogden, Utah. They're super random. how I ended
That's
up there.
wild. That's wild.
I've always mocked like the Jazz for like the NBA. They're the most useless franchise in NBA history. And just like, I never thought I would end up there. It's north of Salt Lake, about 45 minutes. So I got a company up there.
Dude,
Oh,
hold on, dude.
See, I'm
This
just
is
I'm just
fucking.
jabbing.
No, you're amazing. This is fucking crazy, dude. Me and my wife are gonna move within the next 2 years, either to northern Utah or Idaho. And I have very close family friends that live in Ogden. So Ogden is one of our places, and that's fucking crazy because it's not very big. So that's
What
just
part of
insane.
Ogden?
The nice part.
Okay. It's funny you even say that, because when I went out there, I'm from Vegas, you are too, and everyone calls the ghetto part of Ogden like
Bad.
super. They act like it's so bad. And when I got there, I was like, "Well, this is like nice Las Vegas. What are you guys talking about?"
Wait, so where do your parents live in Vegas now?
Over in Green Valley.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's nice. That's pretty nice. That's
Yeah,
funny, dude. Yeah. So anyway, sorry, continue. So you started a
no, you're
business in
good.
Ogden.
Yeah, like right in Ogden, right off there's Main Street. They call it 25th Street, historic 25th Street.
Wait,
I was right
can
there.
I really I gotta ask you some questions, okay? Just for the storyline for the people listening and myself. When did you meet your wife?
Okay. Oh, that's it. I thought there was a follow-up question. When I was 15.
Oh shit. In Vegas? So here.
No, she's from Southern California. She was next door neighbors to my brother. My
Incredible.
brother owned a house right there, and she was right there, and we met, and she just wouldn't stop flirting with me, dude. She just thought I was so handsome, and so we talked for a long time, and ended up getting married after about 7 years of knowing each other.
Okay, so you got married at 22?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she went with you to Pennsylvania. She was with you on this journey.
So she not with me, but around me. Like when I was in Pennsylvania, she was working on a place called Fisher's Island in New York.
Okay.
And then when I was in Hawaii working, she was in Hawaii. So yeah, definitely around me.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted that kind of context because you had brought in your father-in-law into the conversation. So, okay. Continue.
Yeah.
You're in Ogden.
Yeah. So he went to Ogden and stayed there for about 4.5 years, and did well with that one. Not as good as I would have liked, but still did well. And in during those 4.5 years, was investing in other ones, and decided to move to Hawaii because we both loved it, and just kind of raise our children out here with no timetable. Honestly, kind of just shooting from the hip. I don't know if I'll be here a year. I don't know if I'll be here 1 week or 10 years. We just really, really enjoy the islands and have an opportunity right now where we can afford it financially. So we wanted to take advantage of it. And so we're out here, and we've been here 8 months, and I'm just trying to get things rolling out here to be a little more comfortable and self-sustaining, and give me something out here to come back to if we ever do leave.
Wow, dude. So this is fucking awesome. Your story is great. So where would you, if you did leave Hawaii, if you did leave Hawaii, where do you think you would go?
Oh man. I've been asked this, honestly, Gentle. I've been asked this probably 15 times, and I don't have a good answer. I'm the type of guy who needs to be better at knowing where I'm going. I spend a lot of time focusing on the present, and I'm not even the problem is I'm not even good at the present. I'm getting better at it, but I don't know, dude, because we like Southern California because we have family there, but we like Hawaii way better.
Southern California is expensive.
Yeah, it's really well. Honestly, Hawaii is more expensive than most places in California.
Oh shit!
Dude, Hawaii's crazy, by the way.
Yeah.
Most people most of the even rental homes out here are like $4,000 a month.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's like inland. The ones on the coast are like 8, 12, 15 to 20 grand a month. Like it's
fucking crazy, bro.
I don't know how people afford it. Just doing regular jobs, like people who work at Costco, people. I don't know how they do it, but
Fucking crazy.
yeah, the housing market's a disaster right now. What was I
Did
saying?
you, when you moved out there, did you buy a house before all this?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Oh,
So,
nice. That's
well, not
right, baby.
before, more during, more during.
Oh, did you? Let's see, 8 months ago. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was during
I
it.
bought my house right before all this shit got crazy. So
Okay, so you're just sitting on the equity,
I'm feeling real fucking nice right now. Yeah.
as you should. Um, what was? Oh, where I'm going? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll keep it simple. No clue where I'm going.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you guys like Hawaii, I mean, that's dope, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it is far from everyone. That's the problem. We've had a lot of family
Yeah.
come visit. I've had like a brother bring his family, a sister bring her family. My parents are coming soon. My wife's parents are gonna come soon. That's all just like within 8 months, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I think we would want our children around their cousins a little more than they are.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I think that makes sense. Like, as far as if you have a big family, you'd value family, I think, growing up like that. So that's dope, dude. I mean, I think, like, how old are your kids?
So my oldest son, he's 9. I have my second oldest is another boy. He's 7. Then my second youngest is a girl. She's 4. And then my very youngest is a girl. She's 1.5.
That was, which one was JC? Was that this
That's the
second?
youngest. Yeah, that's the
Oh,
baby.
yeah, yeah. That's cool.
He's my second favorite. My first favorite is my 4-year-old. And the boys are just tied for last.
That's awesome.
I'm
Okay,
just kidding. To clarify, obviously, I think any
you
parent
love them
knows
all.
I'm kidding. But if someone doesn't have a kid, they probably don't know I'm kidding.
No, that's cool, dude. 2 boys, 2 girls. That's cool. I guess you got 3 little boys. So
Yeah, that's friggin'
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I don't know if we're going for a 4th, man. I admire you that you have 4. That's intense.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. We didn't mean to have a 4th. 3 is a lot. 3 is a lot. 4 is an absolute ridiculous amount. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to have like 100 kids because kids are just freaking best.
Yeah.
But only if it came with normal sleep and
Yeah.
lack of spending $6 billion on them daily.
Let me ask you this, and this is my reasoning behind not yet, at least, wanting to have a 4th kid. So my thought is, like, being a dad for me is my like, is husband, dad are like my 2 things that I care about most in the world. So, like, I don't want to jeopardize if having that 4th kid for me is like, do I jeopardize not being as good of a dad to those 4? Now that I have 4, 3 is intense, like you said, like, that's what I think. 3 is like a fucking lot. So if I have the 4th, I'm like, fuck, dude, do I jeopardize like not being the best?
Do you think that's a hard question? Like, as a dad, do you think if you had a 4th, you wouldn't be the best? Like, it'd be too much?
No, because I'm like that. They mean everything to me. So I would just work harder at being a better dad. Like, it would just, I just don't know if, yeah, I guess you just answered the question. I guess you just asked me the question and answered the question.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, dad to dad.
Yeah.
Do you remember the stress of bringing home your first human, and it like does something to you like a provider of like, holy cow, like I really need to step it up. I
Yeah.
think every dad experiences that, whether they're present and active or not. They naturally feel this like instinct of like turning it up a notch.
Yeah.
And like it's such a special, stressful feeling, but it takes you to other levels you didn't know you had. So that's the same thing that I've experienced with every child. It's one more, and I just feel that much more motivated and that much more stress, but that much more of an ability to level myself up. So
I think you're right, dude.
You would kill it.
I'm gonna have a fourth. I know it. I think.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Yeah.
Did you
My
just say
dude,
that
because
right
my
now?
wife wants a girl, dude. My wife wants a girl. I'm like, listen, I don't play with God, dude. Like, we might have a fourth boy. Like,
Dude,
that could happen.
go throw down, dude. Maybe you have 5, maybe you have 6, but listen, I've seen it happen to families where they're shooting for a girl and they just have like 8, 9 boys, and then they finally have their girl. That's gonna be you, dude. You're gonna be
No,
rocking
dude.
10,
No.
11, 12 children.
No.
You're gonna
No,
have to
dude.
have
Here's
a
the
dozen
thing.
boys.
No, fuck you, dude. I can't listen. This is one thing I have is like, I'm not going to be an old dad. So, like, if we're going to have a fourth, it's like over the next 2 years because I want to be like done having kids by 30. Like, I don't want any more kids after
I love
30. I'm
that.
like, that's
I love
dope. Like,
that.
I want to be the young dad, dude. Like, I think that's valuable, man, growing up with the kids and being active. Like, I'm sure my kids will play sports or be just active.
Yeah, that was exactly my intention too. I wanted to be a young dad, so that's cool to hear you say that. I you can I never wanted to be the dad that's like 50 and can't keep up with his kids.
Yes, dude.
I would see my friends with that kind of dad. I'm like, dude, that's not a dad, that's a grandpa. Don't call him dad, dude. Call him dadpa or something. That's not normal.
You'd be like, you go to your friend's house and you'd be like, yo, this is my dad. I'd be like, what the fuck? How old is he? He's 65. What? Dude? I'd be like, my grandpa's 62, dude.
Yeah, you know,
That's
and
funny.
I'm sure they're great. They're more mature. They're able
Yeah,
to handle
yeah.
stuff with more patience, maybe
Yeah.
more financially secure. But there are a lot of pros of being a young dad that I'm experiencing, and I'm grateful. I'm happy we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah, for sure. Fuck, dude. All right. Let's get into it. Wait, dude, what fuck, dude? We gotta keep going. How did you get into Web3?
Oh, okay. First, it started as crypto.
Okay.
I met a cool dude. All right, I'll just tell you right now. There's a VC company called Solana Ventures, and the president of that company is a good friend of mine. I met him through fantasy football, as weird as it is, just through weird connections.
Wild.
And he's really funny. He's an awesome dude, and he had been telling me to get into crypto for, like 8 years. So early. I would be so rich, dude, if I listened. Like, he's living in, Puerto Rico. He's traveling the world. He's worth,
dummy rich. Yeah.
ridiculous wealth because of how clever and smart and how well he's positioned himself. And I'm happy for him. He deserves it for sure. He had been telling me, I just never did. And to tell you the truth, almost every penny I had at the time, I was throwing back into companies. And so my investments were elsewhere. I finally got to a point about 3.5 years ago where I had a little extra I could start throwing into crypto, and I would just do little amounts, like 1,000, like 200, 400, not a lot. And I would always pull it out because it wasn't doing anything. And also I'm the most impatient dude in the world. So that's how I started. And then with Robinhood, the app, I had heard about it on I don't know, some video of go buy Dogecoin. And so I was like, okay. And so I remember I bought $250 of Dogecoin at 0.002, like nothing.
Nothing.
And
Yeah. Yep.
because I didn't spend a lot of money and because I bought it at so little, I actually forgot about it. And then, in January of not last year, so about 2 years ago, it started to pop off. Dogecoin did. And I was like, oh shoot. And I went and looked, and I can't remember, but I had I got to a point where I had 10 grand, and I was like, what? From $250? This is crazy. And I had put some more in and stuff. And so I was like, bro, this is fun. So I just started day trading Dogecoin on Robinhood.
That's
and
awesome.
I became obsessive over it, and I wasn't good at it. I was losing money daily. I was losing sometimes hundreds of dollars daily, but then on the swing end of things, sometimes I'd earn hundreds of dollars daily. And so I'm just like, bro, I'm making hundreds of dollars daily. I can quit my life. I'm day trading for the rest of my life. And so I got into it, and then, it started to just kind of go down and settle. And so I stopped. And then at the end of last year, around August, I had a group of buddies being like, bro, buy Samo. It's a derivative. It's a shit coin of Solana. They're like, buy
Oh my
Samo. So I
God.
remember I put in like $1,400 into Samo in August, and it went up to like 4,800, and I got excited again. I was like, oh yeah, I can make free money. And they were like, okay, with that, transfer it to Solana and buy this NFT. I can't remember what it was. And it was some sea turtle, I remember, and it was a huge bust. And then they were like, all right, now buy these Skull Division things. These are all Solana NFTs. And so I did, and huge bust. And then my buddy bought one on Ethereum, and he minted it for like $800, and he sold it the next day for 23 grand. And I was like, no way. Like, this isn't real. This was in October.
What was
And
it?
dude, I can't even remember, but they're worth like, he actually sent a screenshot the other day that the guy he bought it from just sold it for like $900. So the guy just took like a 22 grand L on it, which is so crazy about NFTs.
So fucking wild.
So that got me really excited. I was like, I'm gonna hit that one day. And so all of November and December and January, I just was day trading NFTs. I was minting everything I could. I just lived on Discord, and I lived in a text thread with these guys, and I would just day trade NFTs. I would mint everything. If it was on Magic Eden, I minted it. 1,000%. I was
Awesome.
minting. Or if I couldn't mint, I was immediately buying secondary right after. And everything was going up at the time. So like I was just stacking Solana.
You're
Like I was
printing. Yeah.
yeah, and I was like, this is insane. And where I really got into like quote unquote Web3 as far as like Twitter was the Catalina Whales project. They in their Discord, I would just FUD them. And I would just be like, bro, this project is literally doing nothing while all these other projects are pumping. And just say all these negative things. And people hated me, man. I had to change my Discord name like 8 times because they were like banning me every time I'd comment. It didn't matter what it said. I was getting like 10 clown emojis. Like they just hated whoever it was. I started out as like poop stain, then like athletic god. I had all sorts of Discord names, but they knew who I was every time I commented. They were like, it's that guy that just FUDs this project. So finally they're like, Catalina Whales were like, we're gonna do a spaces on Twitter. And I had a Twitter from years and years ago. I re-downloaded and did Twitter spaces with Catalina Whales. And I went on there and they were like, oh, this is the guy that FUDs all the time. And I was like, no, this is King FUD. And I just named myself that as a joke, like out of pure sarcasm. And I was like, this is actually really fun. Like I actually like that I'm able to talk to them, voice my opinion, and they're listening to me. So I started looking into other projects that were doing it. I started joining spaces as often as I could. And I really started to join spaces daily around April. That's when I bumped into Alex and everything. And
Oh,
I did
fucking
it.
loved up.
Yeah, he's a man. He's the man. So I ran into them, and Dup and Alex and I who knows what space we were on. I don't know how many. There's probably maybe 10 listeners. It didn't matter to me. I just really liked talking to them. We joked well and played well off each other. And from that point on, I was hooked. I was like, I love talking to people. I love the business aspect of building a project. I love that there's financial opportunity, and I love that you can help other people earn money. And my passion just grew and grew and grew. And I'm also very obsessive. And that's what happened. It just hooked me, and I've become genuinely obsessed with learning about the space. I'm not a good trader, so it's been really fun to learn how to be. I'm very emotional. I'm an emotional trader, which is the worst kind of trader you could ever be. So I buy highs because of the hype, and then I sell lows because I'm sad and I'm trying to get out. I'm just bad at it, dude. But I am learning a lot, and I just genuinely believe it's going to pay off. And so since I'm invested into it, both financially and emotionally, and I believe in the future, I have nowhere to go. I don't want to leave. I want to stay here. I want to keep making good connections and meeting people. So that's the honest truth, man. That's about as transparent as I can be.
That's fucking fire, dude. I literally wish I was in those spaces with you guys. I remember meeting Alex on one of Easy Spaces, like very early days of Easy Spaces, probably like it had to be May. And I got up on this space and Alex was just going fucking crazy. He was just shitting on this project, just throwing so much FUD. And I was like, but also spitting alpha. And I just got up there and was like, this motherfucker Shillin' Villain is a fucking legend. And I was just like screaming, you know what I do.
Yeah.
So that's funny. I'm glad that, yeah, dude, I'm glad you got in. I think you're great. I think you're great for the space. So let's fucking go, man. All right, man. We got it.
Hey, hang on. The first time I met you was on Alex's space. You just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of like that. I do that sometimes.
Yeah. So how long did you know Alex before you had come up on that space that him and I do?
Well, shit. It's November. When did you guys start that space? Probably August, right?
Of this
Probably
year?
August.
Yeah, I think in August. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like probably 3 months.
Okay.
I had to have known him since May because I was in the I'd been in Easy. I mean, Easy's one of my closest friends, I would say, in the space, and so I was with him early on, and Solana made Easy, which was funny because I didn't trade Solana. I just loved Easy, so I was in there, and I had a pretty good name as far as like the Nifty portal went because I'd gone up on their stage and did my thing a few times. And so, Easy let me up on stage and I just remember like Alex was going crazy. So I was like, I literally have to get up on stage and just start fucking going wild. Like I just have to throw the flowers to Alex because like, dude, he was such not that small of an account, but maybe 5,000-6,000 followers. I had probably like, I don't know, not even 1,000 or some shit back then. And it was dope. Yeah. And I actually had him on the podcast. Dude, probably in like August or something. I had him on the podcast, FUD, like right before he popped off, which was so funny. Because I think that if it would have been dude, I had him on the podcast when that Zach XBT shit went down. Right before that Zach XBT shit went down. And I feel like if I would have had him on the podcast literally the next week, it would have been a different podcast because that was like a crazy week for you guys in spaces.
Yeah, that was weird. That was I'm really glad that happened though, because I was able to get to know Alex a little more personally, and kind of see where his head was at. And because I've always been skeptical of Alex, man, from the get-go. Like I met him, it sounds like you and I met him around the same time. And I would always say, bro, you're getting paid under the table to do this stuff. And I would grill him hard. I was just like, bro, I don't believe you. You're lying. And so I'll have to go back and listen to that, man. I'm really intrigued to hear who he was pre Zach XBT, and compare it to how he is now. So that is interesting. That happened for you.
You'll definitely probably enjoy it. It was a little tough because he didn't really like answering the questions. So that was he's probably my worst podcast guest. He's definitely my worst podcast guest, for sure, and he knows it. So maybe one in the future, but I don't know. We'll see.
Bro, okay, you know how much I talk to. I talk to him minimum 2 hours a day, every day, for months, man. So like that's a long time. That's more than I talk to like my children at home. And so I feel like I've gotten to know him well. And bro, he will not. Sometimes I'll just like slide in a question like, so how's your significant other? And he'll just pause and be like, King FUD, we're not doing this. Just nothing, dude. No response. Like, still will not tell me anything. Or if like we have a phone call, I'll be like, as we're ending it, I'll be like, all right, brother, love you. And then I'll hang up and nothing back. No emotion at all, dude. Like he is true to Alex. I love it. It's fun.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know, but I'm pretty, obviously significant other. I feel like he has a kid maybe. Anyways, whatever. That's neither here nor there. I agree with you. And I asked him some crazy questions. And the best fucking part, dude, was I was like, can you give me like someone in your life that has inspired you? And I'm going to ask you this later on in the show. And he goes, Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like the obvious answer is like one of my parents or something, and that's like dead ass how he answered it, and I was just like, sweet, like I guess they're a big inspiration in your life or something.
He's crazy, man. He's a stone wall with that stuff.
Dude, it's
It's really
crazy, man.
intriguing to watch, and there's a reason everyone talks about him. He's really good at what he does.
Yeah, no, it's interesting for sure, and he's motivated me for sure, so I appreciate him. All right, let's fucking get into it. We gotta get into this.
Good.
Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna get into happiness. So what we do is we dive into every single letter and word within hyped. So the
Okay.
first one is H for happiness. So I'm gonna read you my favorite definition of success. It's by Ralph Waldo Emerson. So it's to laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate the beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. What do you think?
I love it.
Have you ever heard that before?
I have. It's been a while, but I do love it.
What's your favorite part of it?
Honestly, what it actually is what reminded me that I've heard it is to make even one more child happy, is to have succeeded. So I'm an emotional guy, gentle tornado. I've expressed that, but when it comes to being a dad, like I'm genuinely emotional. I'm a crier. I'm
Yeah.
the type of guy who cries.
Yeah.
And with any serious relationship that I have, and um, you know, probably my biggest regrets in life are my impatience as a dad and my lack of care for my children, but also my biggest successes and biggest joys in life are my patiences when I'm patient with my children and when I get to experience life with them. They are
Yeah.
my highest highs and my lowest lows. And um, whenever I'm feeling, down on myself or disappointed or beat up, I can always pull in those high highs to find true happiness of why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I
No,
really like
I think, to be honest, I think that's why I really enjoy you, is because I've gotten that from just listening. I'm an audio learner, so I know you say you're kinesthetic, but I listen a lot, um, which you can imagine made it fun to interview Alex because I have a very good memory, so listening to him speak a lot. But like for you, like I said to you before we started this, but like I've heard you say the things, and you're very consistent about your values, and so I related to that because I think we're really similar that way. Like I am very emotional as well, and I'm definitely a crier, um, and I can agree with you, man. Like the highest highs, like some days I want to throw my son at the wall, and the other days it's like I came home and he's 4 and he showed me he learned the letter G at school today, and it was just the best thing that he took 5 minutes when I got home uh to show me like everything he did at school. And I was like, this is so fucking dope that he like has I didn't even have to ask him. He just wanted to show me what he did at school. And so I love that you said that.
it's the best, man.
Fuck
Congrats to
yeah.
your son for learning the G, dude.
Let's go, dude. He's the start of the rest of his life, my guy.
That's awesome.
Okay, what makes you happy every day?
Every day. There's a lot of things.
Give me 3.
Whew. Um, my children,
Yeah.
my wife,
Okay.
and food. I know that might sound weird, but food is an experience for me every single
Yep.
day. It's fun. And
Yeah.
also I can't think of anything else. So I'm just trying to stay on brand, I guess, a little bit here. But
No, like you love food.
yeah, but maybe not as much as I'm putting on. So, whew, man, I'm going to stick with those top two right now because I live every day motivated by that.
Yeah.
I could eat rice every day and I'll be fine. I'll still be just
Yeah.
as happy. I'll complain, but my whole life has been conformed and molded around my wife and children. So
that's all.
That's what motivates me and makes me happy.
Fucking love it, dude. Okay, what is the happiest moment of your life?
Whoa. You gotta give me prep. Like, you gotta send me these in advance, dude.
No way,
Happiest
dude.
moment
It's off the
of my
top of the
life.
soul. It's off your soul, dude. I want to hear it.
I'm gonna say the day I got married.
Tell me a little. Tell me about it.
So I joke, I don't, and you probably noticed on Twitter Spaces, I don't talk about my wife. I don't talk about my kids very often. And if I do, it's just about my children and I'm mocking them. But I'm never going to talk about my wife um, on Twitter itself. It's just not. I don't want to. It's a little too special to me, and that would be like one of the only things crossing the line for me. She like in my mind, she's too good for Twitter. She's too good to be seen or heard about on there. Especially with my personality that I've created on there. It's King FUD. It's a lot of negativity. It's a lot of jokes, a lot of sarcasm, and that's not how I feel about my wife. She's very different than me. I'm a very outspoken, outgoing personality, and she's very calm and private. And she would never do what I'm doing, but that's kind of as what made us click and what made us click, before we got married. So the reason getting married was so special is I had wanted to marry her since I was about 17. And I had always said to her, like, look, if I don't marry you, if you find somebody else better than me, which I'm sure you can, I'm going to marry someone just like you. And I was set on that. I meant it. And so we had our, separations with life in general, me traveling, her dating other people, me dating other people, but I always knew like no one ever compared to her to me. And so when we finally got married, I just knew like, yeah, this is what I wanted for my future. Like this is my future feels more secure having you. So I know it's cliche maybe to say your wedding day. But it wasn't about just getting married or having sex, dude, because that's tight too. Um, it was honestly about having her commit to me long term. Even though she had already done that emotionally prior to us getting married, it just felt set in stone, and that meant a lot to me at the time. A lot of crying, a lot of tears from Lil King FUD. I was 22.
Did you
23.
cry when you read your vows?
Yeah, no. So yeah, lot of crying, man. I'm not lying when I say I'm a crier. I'm the type of guy like we'll get in a disagreement and dude, she can hurt my feelings, dude. And so I'll cry and be like, "What? That hurt my feelings. Why would you say that?" And not like sobbing or anything, but like, yeah, I definitely cried. I feel really at that time. I felt like so extremely lucky to be her husband. To finally be called her husband. It was a lot of years in the making, dude. It was about 7 years of knowing her. So even though I was young, I knew who I wanted to tie my life to.
It's fucking dope. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
I want to ask you all these questions back, but that's not like.
Yeah, so like I want to tell you about me and my wife's story, but I'm going to tell you after we finish the episode, actually, because I've talked about it on the podcast before, and I'm very, very excited to tell you about it because it's not that similar, but something kind of like that. So I'll tell you after for sure. But if you do want to ask me any of these questions, you can for sure. I don't get asked them very often, which is fine because it's not about me. So we're going to go into inspiration. I feel like it's the right time. What you just spoke was fucking amazing. And I think that this podcast, we're not even that far into it, but like is going to bring so much value to people that follow you, to be honest. So I just want to say that you inspire me, and I'm going to say that because you inspire me because you're really King FUD, right? Like, you're who you are, and you do that every day, and you don't shy away from that. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you being outspoken, but also being vulnerable and being emotional, because I think that's powerful in itself. So I should throw you some flowers. And the first question is, what is one lesson that you've had to learn the hard way in your life?
I mean, honestly, my very first thought is uh, business partners. My
Okay.
very first thought is people I work with, like business partners. Um, and I'd say it's because it's been a cycle I've experienced the last like 11 years, um, where I've worked with a lot of really good people who help and motivate and push you along and want to see you succeed along with them. Then I've also worked with the exact opposite of people who are just trying to take advantage of you and aren't sincere. And I've also partnered with people who are willing to take advantage of their own partners, who are willing to lie and deceive. And it affects your whole life partnering with people like that. It's like a second marriage. And so the reason, just to keep it super simple, man, the hardest lesson I've had to learn is to do things alone and trust yourself to learn along the way instead of trusting other people, because there's nobody that's going to do it as well as you possibly can. Nobody's going to carry you. There's no point of doing a partner. No partner is going to do more than their fair share. If anything, they're going to do less to try and take advantage of it,
Yep.
every single time. And so, yeah, that's been the biggest life lesson, is surrounding yourself with people as with the same values of you. And sometimes it takes time to find them. Um,
Yeah.
or you'll choose wrong and you just have to fix that mistake. But that's been a big life lesson for me these last like 11 years.
No, I think that's incredible. I think that you just bet on yourself, and it's kind of cool that your father-in-law helped you with that a little bit because you had it all along, and I'm happy that you're doing it on your own. Um, what do you love about Web3 that inspires you to do it every day?
It makes me laugh. Right now, it feels a lot like entertainment. Um, we're able to just kind of, it feels like a waiting game. So we're all just willing to entertain ourselves and potentially have some successes along the waiting game of the next bull run. And so the fact that it's kind of entertainment and it involves learning as well just makes it fun. It makes it lighthearted. It makes it a place where I can escape a little bit of the reality. And I think that's the point of the metaverse, and especially crypto Twitter, that I like, is you really remove politics and all the negative things about the world. You don't hear the negative news on crypto Twitter. You don't hear all these awful things happening around the world, which there's a lot, and it can be
Yep.
focused on. And I'll tap into it as jokes. Um, I'll always push the line and push the envelope with that, as like that's part of my humor. Um, but I genuinely love that I can go on there, and when I'm joking or I'm talking about something, my stress of the world and the things going along in the world and going wrong, I don't have to think about. I can just think about and focus on these kind of things, and building and progressing and moving that forward, and that's a lot more satisfying than living in the harsh reality. It kind of gives people a safe space. So yeah, it's fun. It's stress free, and and there's potential money to be made. Those three things make it really, really enjoyable for me.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. About like the non negativity of the news in the world. I think that's huge. Um, Do you have someone in your life that's an inspirational leader that you've looked up throughout your life?
Inspirational leader. I would
Maybe
just,
just someone you've looked up to.
yeah, I'm just gonna say my dad. Um,
Yeah.
Naturally, I think as I don't know, just with my life and the way it's shaped, like I have a brother who I'm really close with, two brothers I'm really close with, but one in specific, like they're great examples to me. Um, but they are mimicking my dad, so I just got to go with the pops. Um, he's a very, very imperfect man. A lot of mistakes, emphasis on the mistakes. Uh, and that's, I think, like what makes him so great is he's never ever been one. He's always been loud and he's always willing to share his opinion or pretend his opinion is fact. But the beauty of my dad is you can sit him down and say this is wrong because X, Y, and Z. He will listen and then he'll improve from it.
Yeah.
It's the humility and willingness to better himself constantly, even though he's always making mistakes like we all are, is just like it's second to none in my life. It's been really awesome to watch. And so for that, I'll always be grateful for him. I'll always
That's
be
awesome,
inspired
dude.
for that.
Well, you're doing it. You do it on Spaces every day. If you know you're very loud about your opinions, but if you're wrong, you admit it. And I think that's the humility aspect. I think in life is underrated, and I think it's so powerful to have strong humility.
Yeah, I agree. The beauty of spaces is like I haven't ever had to admit I'm been wrong yet because I haven't been wrong ever.
Absolutely. What's your favorite inspirational movie?
Rudy.
Straight away. I like it. I like it. All
Yeah,
right.
absolutely
Honestly,
phenomenal.
I never had anybody answer that fast. So that was pretty great. That was pretty great.
I love that movie. I could watch it. I could watch that movie at least once a month, easy, and get inspired by it.
Do you have um okay, so that's your favorite inspirational movie. Do you have what's your favorite like comedy?
Uh, I like all sorts. Like so, it's kind of all over the place. Like I love the one-liners of Anchorman. I love the one-liners of even things like Napoleon Dynamite, of Nacho Libre. Um, I've never been the type of guy to like what's like Pineapple Express or Superbad. That level of comedy isn't comedy to me. Dumb and Dumber is comedy to me.
Yeah.
That like all the stuff I'm naming is like almost kind of like interesting, different type of humor, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's more of my comedy.
Ace Ventura?
Ace Ventura, phenomenal,
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
phenomenal.
100%.
You know, a really good one is Nate Bargatze. Have you heard of him? He's a comedian.
It sounds really familiar. I probably would know him if I saw him.
Nate Bargatze, Jim Gaffigan, Brian Regan. Those
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
are really funny to me. They're really
Yeah,
clever.
Brian Regan is. Yeah. What about Night at the Roxbury?
You know, it's been a long time since I've seen that. I remember watching that when I was like 8. I don't really remember.
Yeah. That's my favorite movie of all time.
Okay, well, sounds like I know what I'm watching tonight, dude.
I think you need to. I think you're you
I
need
told
to.
you, I know what I'm watching tonight.
Okay. All right, listen, let's move into positivity. Mr. King FUD himself. Let's remove the Twitter and look at your real life. And so I think positivity is very important. I preach it every single day. I'm on a mission to just make it louder. So what do I talk about in this segment is a little bit about positive mindset. And so I'm just going to read a general definition of positive mindset. And it's positive mindset is the practice on focusing on the good in any situation. Now, that doesn't mean that you're fucking delusional to shit that happens because there's bad shit all the time. But it just means that you focus on the good and what you can do in any situation. So can you tell me about how you've had a positive mindset in your life and how that's helped you?
Yeah, so oh man. You know, I gotta be I'm gonna be as real as I can with you, gentle. I'm actually the opposite. Um I'm a very negative person in my mind. And and the reason I say this is so I can answer your question honestly,
Okay.
as like the real me. Um, I've always had a more negative outlook on things, but I've also found ways to like utilize that. And you know, even when it comes to business, noticing the things that are wrong with it so that I can better it. Or when it comes to sports, like I knew every at the end of every game when I would play, it didn't matter if the score ended 8-0 and I had 8 goals in soccer, or if in football we won 49-0 and I threw 7 touchdown passes. All I could think of after was what I needed to do better. And um, I've always had that in me of like life and like raising my children and the type of husband I am. Is it doesn't matter the good things I've done. It's always been like, what should I be doing better? And it comes with a lot of stress and it comes with a lot of anxiety and a lot of pressure on myself. And I've had a lot of struggles in my life because of that. Like I let it overwhelm me. I I let it be too big of a weight where I can't be successful that day because I'm so overwhelmed about failure or the negative things going on. And so I used to be an absolute hater of self-help books. Things I was just like, that's so stupid. Like, just go out and be better if you want to be better. Don't waste time reading books like As a Man Thinketh, or you know, delving into a spiritual side if you read scriptures, or praying. Like it was more just like just fix it if you want to. And I would say around the age of like 27, I really started to turn that around into self help and positivity and having a good outlook. And the reason I'm sharing that with you is being positive is not just about how you're feeling on the inside, it's about what you're spreading to the people around you. And when you're in positions of, or like, for example, leadership, or you're trying to help people or train other people around you, making them feel positive and more comfortable is more powerful than anything else. It breeds confidence, it breeds um, comfort, it breeds charity out of people, uh, kindness, patience, everything good you can think of comes from just, even if it starts as fake positivity. So that's been a game changer in my life, is positivity, even if I have to fake it. Uh, doesn't mean I'm still not negative. I'm King FUD for a reason. Um, I'm I'm kind of a prick at heart, but there's a reality of positivity and how big of an effect it's had on my life. So you see it, people are attracted to it. That's why everyone likes you. That's why everyone wants to hear from you. It's consistent positivity that people in general that they don't have in life. So that's my self help and positivity is massive, dude. Massive. Something I'm still learning. Something you're way better than me at. So I want to learn from you, honestly.
Listen, dude. It took me a while to ingrain it into, like, naturally I've been positive, right? I'm not going to say I wasn't gifted with this, but I've definitely had to learn it, right? And you can relate to that in sales. Like, you're going to get some fucked up customers a lot of times, but like, I had to, like, you know what, I'll tell, because I don't like my job. Um I had to just shift my mind. I had to shift my focus on, like, I don't like my job, but I love my life and I love the opportunities I get in my life and I love my wife. And so when I leaned into gratitude and positivity, it transformed to where it kind of took the focus away from me hating my job, right? Like, I really don't focus on that. It's true, and I'll tell anybody it, but it's not what I focus on. I focus on the good and the positivity. And I think, like, it takes time and you have to mold it for it to become a habit, and to really be something that is inside, like, inside of you, and then you'll just naturally start doing it. And obviously I've amplified that in 10x. Um, but I think it's also beautiful what you said about negativity. I think there is positive benefits of looking to get better, and I don't even know if I would say that's negativity, to be honest to you. I would just say you're very wanting to move forward. You want to get better every single day, and I think that's an admirable thing. You just might need to shift your mind a few things, and I think what you said about self-help books was really good. Like anybody can read self-help books, but if you don't do it, it doesn't matter. You could It's just like doing push-ups, right? You can, anybody can tell you how to fucking work out, but if you don't do it, it doesn't matter. And so that's the thing, and that's why I'm here every day really trying to spread positivity, because it really doesn't matter. I could say all this shit, right? And I could come into these rooms and I can preach everything, right? I could tell you how to do everything, but if you don't do it, it doesn't matter. And if you don't put these things into your life, it really doesn't matter. I'm just a fly on the wall at that point of, in life. And so I think that I want to do it a few different ways, and just keep doing it. But if you, I mean, definitely, if you ever need anything, you let me know. Ever, for sure.
Well, thanks, man. I really like a lot of what you just said. That's the kind of stuff that needs to be clipped and just played in my ear all day, every day.
Yeah, for sure. No, I appreciate it. I think this podcast, I've said it a few times on episodes, but I think this podcast is going to age really fucking well, especially in the Web3 space. But I just think in general, I think it's going to help people, and it's not just from my perspective of me. It's from like the guests, man. I think like the guests that provide so much value. I tell everybody, like, people in my IRL are like, "You have a podcast? Like, what's your podcast about?" And I tell them, and I'm like, "Yeah, I got like 100 people that subscribe to my YouTube." But I'm like, I don't give a fuck, man. I said, I'm getting more value out of these podcasts than anything. So it's like, I'm going to keep doing them because I genuinely, like, I get the value out of them that I enjoy.
I love that. Plus, dude, literally everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, so let's kind of workshop this really quick. What do you think are 3 things that you could do better about putting positivity in your life?
I think the most important thing right now and the most pressing thing for me is time. And so just eliminating distractions, my phone and notifications, like just like having disturb mode on would, I think, breed a lot more positivity in my life.
Yeah, I have to do that. I have to do that as well, for sure, especially with the kids.
Yeah, I think that's big time for me. Something I need to do better so I can spend more time with the people closest to me.
You know what I'll say, FUD, is like, it's really important for you to do that, and me too. Like I literally have to do it because it's like almost like you can't put it away, but because it's not necessarily about how much time you spend with your kids, it's about that quality time. And I think it's very, very important. It could be, you could spend 8 hours with your kids, but if you're on your phone in between those 8 hours, it probably not as quality as 2 hours, no phone, no nothing. You're just focused on them.
Yeah, I agree. I've experienced that firsthand, and I let it slip up in my life all the time.
Let's go, dude. You're gonna fucking crush it. You're gonna get better. You already know what to do. You know how to do it. You've fucking done it your whole life. So just gotta, you're gonna do it. Um, what are some positive benefits of Web3 you can see in our world?
Um, okay. My very first thought was I really like the good mornings, the consistency, and the good nights. I don't think people realize how healthy that is to have um, consistent things in your life that are positives. And so I really like that. And this is the thing, Web3, you just mean Twitter, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess, and maybe the technology, if you want to touch
Okay.
on that. I don't know if you care
No,
or
I don't know
whatever.
anything about that. I'm an idiot, dude. I just know Twitter, dude. So when you say Web3, I'm automatically thinking Twitter, and everyone listening can be like, dude, this FUD guy's an idiot. Well, yeah, just deal with it. This is all I know. So the consistency, the opportunity for everyone to grow together, and pitch in, like community roundtable projects. So those are some positive things I notice.
Yeah, no, I love it. I agree with you. before we get into enthusiasm, I go into a little side segment and I ask my guests about one, if they're driven by faith, like if you're religious at all. And the second thing is, do you manifest things?
Manifest. Okay, so these are no wonder Alex. These are like opposite of. Okay, so all right.
I don't think I asked Alex these questions actually.
Okay. I'm a religious guy. I am, and I keep that out of all of this. I don't ever tell anyone or anything because I try and keep it separate, even you.
Right.
So I
You didn't
think you
have to.
know.
You didn't have to say
I
anything.
think you know exactly what I'm referring to.
Okay.
And so I am. I'm very. I believe that manifesting or things like that. I definitely believe in God.
Yeah.
I believe that He's real. I believe that there is life after this, and I get that that's not everyone's thing. I'm very, very, very well aware of that, and so and I don't feel like it's a place for me to put it in people's, shove it in people's faces. But I believe part of manifesting or how other people see manifesting, whether it's like with being a Libra or Scorpio or like Pisces, what all of that stuff. I believe that God or Heavenly Father wants us to have these things in our life, but I also believe we have free agency, and if we go for something, he helps us get to them. So
Yeah.
part of manifesting for me is setting high goals and high standards and asking for help to reach those and working towards them every day. So
100%.
I absolutely try and manifest things into my life.
100%. I do the same thing. And yeah, I 1,000% agree with you. I'm sorry that I brought that up if you don't want people to know.
No, you're good, man. I just try and keep it separate. I don't
Yeah.
want to. There's a few things I don't try and have cross because I don't want too many people to get jaded and let it affect Twitter itself. But
Yeah.
you, as a human, I would share anything with you, man.
Thanks. Thank you. All right, enthusiasm. This is my shit. You know it. You know my energy. I just think about like the fact that we have one life, right? Like we just have one opportunity on earth, like to like wake up every fucking day is such a blessing. Um, so we just get after it. We bring the fucking energy every day. Like what the fuck, especially like what you said when you're a dad, dude. Like I almost feel like I don't even know. I just owe it to my kids. Like I just got to be the best, fucking show up every day and have that energy. It's one of my favorite questions to ask. What are 3 things in your life right now that you can't get enough of?
um,
I wish I could see your face right now, dude. Oh,
that's a
fuck.
really loaded question, dude. You know, I there's like a selfish me that like, yeah, bro, I would love to just sit down and I couldn't have enough downtime right now, but
Yeah.
because I don't get that with children. So automatically my first thought is like I can't get enough downtime or
Okay.
time like for my wife to have downtime or
Yeah.
together. So that I can't get enough of that because I almost get none of it. And second thing is time. I want more time, man. I wish people didn't have to sleep. Like I wish we could just
Yeah.
have energy 24/7
Yeah.
to be able to get things done. So okay, so that's not a
It's really funny. It's actually really funny you said that. The second thing, actually, that was time because you basically wasted an hour of my time by just kidding. Just kidding.
I know I really did. I'm
I'm just
sorry.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm dumb for that. So okay, so all right, so let's just focus. Okay, time with my children, time with my wife, and
Downtime. Downtime,
downtime.
I think is sick,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
What do you smoke cigars at all?
I'm not a smoker, no. But
Eh,
listen, dude, if I could just smoke I am, if I could like a massive cigar, like a big stogie, and then
Yeah.
just shoot 18 holes. That sounds phenomenal. That sounds like a phenomenal time, man.
So let me ask you this. So are you not allowed to smoke, or
I'm
you
allowed to smoke.
will? So like next time you come to Vegas, basically what you just said, and I'm just gonna manifest it into reality. Is next time you're here, we're going and we're fucking playing 18, and I'm
Okay.
giving you a Cubano straight from fucking Cuba, and it's gonna be nice.
So listen, I'm allowed to smoke. I'm allowed to do anything you can think of. I choose not to for a lot of reasons, but the main one being health. I'm not a smoker. I'm not a drinker.
Yeah.
I'm pretty. I'm a little more extreme on diet than I put on.
Yeah.
I yeah. So listen, this is what I will. First of all, I'm shooting 18, but that's like the dream life. If you're gonna have a cigar, you better be playing 18. So if you're not
100%.
doing that when I go down there, then we're doing it wrong. We're not manifesting this the right way. Okay.
Let's
So
go.
I want you to continue to manifest it, but I would absolutely love to play 18 with you, dude. That would be, but when? How do we have time? You got kids, you're running
I
a
know.
franchise. I've got
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, how? I would love to do that with you, but when?
I think
That's
that it'll happen. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but it's actually gonna happen. It's gonna be crazy while we're playing the 18 to be like, fuck, we literally talked about this
we're
3,
doing it.
4 months, about 6 months ago, a year ago.
All right, I like it.
All right, let's go. Okay. What's been the biggest accomplishment of your life?
My wife and kids.
Okay. Love it. Love it. What's been your most exciting moment in Web3?
Dang, that's a hard one, dude. I don't. I would just have to cluster it. Like, I really, really love the spaces with. Love doing those with Alex. Every single day is an exciting moment for me. Unless I'm really busy and have stuff going on around me. Anytime I can focus on spaces is currently the most exciting moment. I might be sound corny, but I've had good interactions with, bigger names on Twitter and things like that, but that doesn't get me like fired up. I'm more of like a genuine interaction kind of guy like this. Like, this is a really one of the more exciting moments is these kind of things like this. One-on-one conversations where we're learning and opening up and being able to teach each other and learn from each other. I might be cliche or corny, but I'm being as transparent as possible, I promise.
No, I love it. I think, yeah, no, you can hear it for sure. Like, I think you're absolutely being transparent. Do you have a favorite space? Like, did you have one that was your favorite at all?
Mine with Alex. It's my favorite. And I love when people don't like it because
No,
I
I mean,
know
was there a favorite at like one time? I know that you love just doing
uh,
it, but is there one that you were like, oh fuck?
um I really like doing one-on-ones like this.
Yeah,
The problem is, going back to it, is time. I don't
yeah,
I'm really busy, and if I could, and I can, it's just excuses. I would do one-on-one spaces. I'd say my favorite one, I'm just as off the top of my head, is I did a one-on-one space for about 3.5 hours, and that was when I got to meet a lot of people individually. I'm thinking of them like McShill. I don't know if you know him on Twitter. Nate Rivers, Frank even was there, and it was fun talking to Frank one-on-one outside of Twitter. Um, Anything one-on-one are my favorite ones, and those are the ones that stick out to me the most.
that's fucking
So
awesome.
no,
No,
bro, I haven't
I
had
love
like
it.
a breakthrough moment that like fires me up. Like, as a whole, I just enjoy it.
Yeah, I would agree. Um, yeah, I guess I did have a breakthrough moment, but I think like what you're saying is very true. Like, I think that's awesome that excites you every day.
Say that one last time. I'm sorry, dude. My daughter walked in the room.
Nice.
And I was trying to mute it so that you didn't hear it.
It's okay. I said, I was thinking for a second and I said I did have a breakthrough moment, but then I said I think it's really fucking cool that you just get excited every single day.
Oh, I want to hear about your breakthrough moment.
So in probably April, I honestly don't remember. Yeah, I think it was April. It was the day after my birthday, actually. VFriends 2 came out, and I have two VFriends 1s. I minted one and I bought a second one with my dad. We co-own that. And you know that I love Gary. So Gary V's, been someone I've looked up to for a while. But my buddy, my best friend, actually, I consider my brother. His name's Kyle, but he's Doughboy. He's Doughboy on Twitter. And he introduced me to Gary V like probably 10 years ago. And it absolutely changed my life. And so I got into NFTs before my friend Kyle because he's not too like he doesn't necessarily just go for it. Like I just went for it. I trusted Gary, so that's why I bought my VFriend 1. I actually onboarded my buddy Kyle into NFTs right sometime maybe at the beginning of this year, January probably. Anyways, the way that VFriends 2 worked was you got like a friends list if you had his book games token. Well, my buddy Kyle didn't get any. So for my buddy Kyle's birthday, I surprised him with the VFriend 2 so that he could be a part of the V family. And what I did is I airdropped it to his wallet, knowing that he would have no fucking idea that he got it. And we went over to his house, me and my buddy Edgar, and I surprised him and shot a video. And I just, the video is pretty funny. I'll send you the link, but I was just like, listen, dude, 7-8 years ago, you introduced me to Gary V, changed my life forever. I can never thank you enough. And I said, I got you an early birthday present, like look at your OpenSea. And he opened his OpenSea and it was a VFriend 2. And he like threw his phone, fucking freaked out. It was running around. Anyways, what was cool about it was we posted it, obviously. And Gary V retweeted it, posted in the Discord of like 300,000 people. It went pretty viral. Gary V followed me. And then that led to Gary V knowing me at VCon. So that was kind of like my breakthrough, like, holy fuck. Just such an authentic thing that like I'd never expected to be a big deal turned into something crazy.
Dude, that is really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, it's authentic. It's genuine with your friend. It meant something to you. And I like that. That's really cool, man.
And the VFriend 2 that he got is called Suffocate Hate. And it's basically like a hate ball, as I describe it, like a hate in the middle surrounded by positivity. And it's funny because that's basically what he's dealt with in his life is a lot of that. And so it was kind of perfect how it worked out because it was unrevealed when I dropped it to him.
That's cool. That's really cool. It ended up being that. Of course it was.
Yeah, right? It's fucking wild. All right, dude, let's get into dreams. So I used to say that I was a delusional optimist, but now I say that I'm a deliberate optimist. And I think that's very important because I think being deliberate about your dreams, kind of like we talked about in the manifest segment, is so important because you can dream anything, but if you don't do shit about it, it doesn't matter. So this is a fun segment and I'm excited to ask you this. So I want you to know that everybody crushes this. Okay. So there's no pressure. But I'm going to ask you what your dream is you have for your life. But I'm going to read to you my dream that I have for my life first, okay? So I'm Gentle Tornado. I am an honest, enthusiastic, and successful man that will inspire others to live their life through happiness.
Are you still going?
No. You're up now.
You know, I didn't know if you were having an emotional moment, dude. I was like, okay.
I just sounded like your kid was in there or something. I was like, oh shit.
No,
It was silent.
I'm letting you have your emotional moment.
No, that was it.
Okay. Okay, so and we're saying my dream, right?
Yep.
Okay. Um,
Straight from
my
the heart.
yeah, my dream is uh my dream is to man. Okay, you said everyone crushes it, and that made me feel more pressure.
I'm sorry, but I felt like that makes it easier.
It made it worse, dude. Now I'm like, well, I better crush it, dude.
Yeah,
Uh,
everybody crushed it but Alex, okay? So you have to crush this.
Such an idiot, dude. He's so dumb. Um, no, honestly, my dream, gentle, is to look back when I'm about 60 and hopefully my children have some children and just simply have the positives outweigh the negatives and to be able to look back with no genuine regret, just normal human emotion regret of things I wish I could have done a little bit better or things like that, but just being proud of who I was and the life I lived. And I think about it all the time is like I want that moment where I don't know if I'm on the beach, I don't know if I'm, in the hills or if I'm just at home and looking at pictures on the wall of my grandkids. Um, I want to be able to experience and feel that I've created something of value beyond myself.
That was
That,
fucking awesome. That was good. That was really good. You really painted a picture right there.
that's how it is in my mind. It's in my mind, man.
It's fucking awesome. If you could tell your 13-year-old self one thing, what would it be?
Grow up. Quit being an idiot. 13. Oof, where was I at 13? Okay, I was in Boulder City, my last year in Boulder City. Um, I would just be, if I could tell myself, is just like, um, not to be so hard on myself.
Yeah.
Um, like
Self
like
self judgment is a scary thing.
yeah, it's just like just enjoy it. If you make mistakes, you know, be willing to fix them, but be okay not being perfect. But at the same time, strive for perfection. I know I get the contradiction there, but it's okay not to be perfect, but to always strive for perfection is something that should be everyone's goal, in my opinion. Like, just keep pushing, push yourself to perfection. So that's what I would try and tell myself. And if I had more time, I would word it a lot better so a 13-year-old could understand.
I love it. Listen, can you read that? Does it backwards?
Yes, it says, wait, let me make it bigger. It says, build your own dreams or someone else will. Um,
Someone else will hire you to build theirs.
okay, thanks.
Is it pretty crazy that I had that written down and you had talked about your father-in-law uh helped you start your own business? So
Yes,
I just wanted to share that with you. I had that on
cool.
my sheet.
I love it.
Okay, listen. So we end the show is I show you my favorite poem that means absolutely everything to me. I'm gonna read it to you. I
Okay,
know that you're not a visual person. I know you're kinesthetic, but I want you to stay with me, okay? Because this is a very important poem.
okay, I'm ready.
Okay. It's called The Dash. It says, I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of birth and spoke of the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time they spent alive on earth, and now only those who love them know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. To be less quick to anger, and show appreciation more and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you lived your dash?
Well, that was my dream right there, gentle tornado. That's what I want, man. So I really appreciate you sharing that poem. I love it.
I think that was perfect after what you said, for sure. It was literally like what you said. You ought to be proud of what you had done.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm far from ideal of where I want to be in almost every aspect, but that's the beauty of life. Every day you wake up, like you, and not only waking up, every minute's new, every hour's new. You get to start over. You get to start fresh, and um, yeah. So I love that poem. I love that. There's never a moment you can't better yourself, and you can't just
Exactly.
start new or let things go. So that was awesome, dude. I really enjoyed it.
Let's go. All right, dude. So to wrap it up, you get to tell the audience. So you get to give the audience one final thought. That could be literally anything. And then you give them one question that you want to ask them.
Okay, so I forgot there was an audience. I thought it was just me and you. Um,
not
so
not a big audience, so don't worry.
let's just okay, one question to ask them. That's what I'm doing.
A final thought
Okay.
and a question.
Okay. Final thought. My final thought would be um, this is one that's been big for me, and it has to do with positivity. So I'll share it right now. So I don't know if you know this, but bananas give off a gas um, to the fruits around them. So if you put bananas next to apples, the apples will go rotten faster because of the gas that the bananas let off. Or if you put strawberries, any fruit next to a banana, they actually suck the ripeness out of the fruit. And so it's really bad. You don't ever, if you buy bananas from the grocery store, you don't ever want to place them next to another fruit on the counter or in the fridge because they'll literally make the fruit next to them rot. I think it's that called Z gas. I don't know. You'd have to Google the name of the gas. But the reason I bring this up, this has to do with positivity. Um, just, I know this is the corniest analogy, but I share it with everyone I work with is do not be a banana. Don't be the person that's emitting negativity to the people around you because it genuinely just makes them feel rotten, whether they can feel it or can control it or not. The apple can't control being put next to a banana, but the banana is literally ruining the apple, whether the apple notices or not. And that's just what happens to people. And so, although like negativity and being realistic with people can be important, there's a difference between being a realist and being negative. And if you're just negative, you're literally a banana rotting the fruits next to you. So that's my thought, and that I share with everyone. It's easy to remember. Don't be a banana. Don't be the one
Don't
spreading
be
negativity.
Yep. Don't be a fucking banana.
That's
it.
what I'm talking
Love it.
about with tornado. Don't you dare, dude. Don't
Oh,
you
I'm
dare.
gonna go, dude. I'm going crazy tomorrow on the space. Don't be a banana.
I love it.
100%.
I
Let's
love
go.
it.
All right, give me a question.
All right. For you or the audience?
The
I
audience.
don't
I
know.
mean, not for me, but the audience.
Question. Ooh, I don't know who's listening. Otherwise, I'm just gonna imagine.
Just
I'm gonna
imagine all of crypto Twitter because one day it will be.
okay.
So there you go.
All right. Um, what? Okay. What are you going to change right now to make sure you have a better day tomorrow than you had today?
Let's go. Let's fucking go. That was a banger. Let's fucking go.
All right. Well, what are you going to change, Gentle? Why don't you start it off?
Tomorrow?
What are you going to change right now to make sure you have a better day tomorrow than you had today?
Well, what am I gonna change right now? It's tough, man. What I mean, I want to that's not right now though. I'm gonna start a morning routine because I'll tell you, I know it's not right now, but I'm just gonna start it in the morning. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'll do it fucking tomorrow. I'm thinking about it right now to change it tomorrow, because I don't really have a morning routine. I used to meditate in the morning, but I'm gonna start doing a few things that you said. I work out at night, but I'm gonna take a cold shower in the morning, meditate, and journal starting tomorrow. And anybody can hold me accountable to that. That's gonna make me better.
All right. I love it. I love
Let's
it.
fucking go. All right, guys. This has been Hyped Happy Hour, episode 28 with my man King FUD. Absolute fucking incredible human, incredible person. He is gonna change the world. He's fucking hilarious, and he's gonna fudge your bags. I promise you. So we are we are absolutely riding. Thank you for coming on, King FUD. Thanks for everybody watching. Thanks for everybody listening. Subscribe, like, share this with anybody you think will get any type of value. That's all I care about.
Bro, imagine not sharing this. Imagine not sharing it. How embarrassing. How embarrassing that they're not willing to support you and your passion and to also help other people. And this is you, not me. Like, listening to me isn't the value here. It's you. So I'll be sharing all your episodes.
I appreciate it. All right. Fuck yeah. Let's go. Peace.
Thanks for having me.